Okay, good afternoon, children. Okay, good afternoon, Putta. All right. Okay, Putta. Right. Once again, I would like to greet you saying not good afternoon. Actually, it is good evening now since it's 6 o'clock. So, right. Hirumi, I think, conducted your lectures earlier. Isn't that so? Miss Hirumi conducted your lectures, right, Putta? Okay, right. Okay, so I think onwards, I'll be conducting your English lectures. And first of all, I would like to welcome all of you for the first, not for the first actually, for the online lectures that you are going to have with me. So, and also at the same time, I would like to apologize you for the fact that I couldn't conduct a lecture which was to be held on the 14th October, like this Wednesday, right? Which was to be held from 6 to 8 p.m. So because of a technical, rising out of a technical issue that I couldn't conduct it. So Puta, I apologize you for that. So with that note, let me start off with the lesson. So, but I would like to know, like, now, since you all have done some parts with some lessons with Miss Hirumi and also with Miss Kumari, I think you all have done adjectives, nouns, and be verbs with those lecturers. Haven't you done them? What are the lessons you have covered, Putha, so far? As I got to know, it is adjectives, nouns, and be verbs. So, are there anything else apart from these three lessons that you did?
Madam, this is the first lecture.
Ah, okay, right. So, isn't it Miss Hirumi? No, right? Miss Hirumi didn't conduct any lecture, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, right, Putta. Okay, right. So, then I'm mistaken. So, right. So, this is your first lecture. Right. So, then I may have got confused with another batch of your faculty. So I'm sorry for that as well. So this is your first lecture. So Putta, today we'll be starting off with. So thank you for the information anyway. So we'll start off with the tenses, Putta. Okay. So do you know what tenses are? Yes. Do you have any idea about tenses? I know you have an idea about tenses, right? Okay, right. So let me begin with the tenses. So tell me now, since this is going to be an online lecture, though, I want you to interact with me. I want you to talk with me. So you don't have to be hesitant about talking, whether you make a mistake. So even I do make mistakes since this is not our first language or the mother tongue. This is our second language. So let me tell you first of all. So since this is your first lecture, Putta, I think it is important that you speak now. Is it an English language? It's a language anyway. Whatever it is, it's a language. So language is used for communication purposes. For what are the purposes you'll be using it for? Yes, you'll be using it for speaking, writing, listening, and reading. Speaking, reading, writing, and listening. So all these skills will be covered once you are in this lecture. So I think you all are very familiar with the syllabus that you have. So did you go through your syllabus, Putta? If not, can you take your syllabus into your can you take them to put up your syllabus or else course content if you have it only, otherwise I can read it for you. So the only thing is like for your knowledge, I want you to please familiar with the course content, so then it is easier for both of us, both the parties, to continue with the work. So yes. Right. So if you have the things, I think even it's all right. If you don't have it in your hand right at the moment, I will read it for you. So first of all, you will be doing tenses with their respective forms and uses, right? And then you have prepositions, determiners, conjunctions, right? Be verbs, have verbs, phrasal verbs, modal verbs, likewise. And then again, you will be having simple sentences and complex sentences and word classes, usage of different word classes, right? And subject verb relationship, conditional statements, speaking and writing on various general or specific topics, greetings and leave taking, marks of courtesy, right? And then you'll be having differentiating between facts and opinion, making comparisons and contrasts, finding causes and effects, use of dictionaries, glossaries, and encyclopedia, describe information presented in graphs or charts or procedure, narrations and static descriptions, read and comprehension of complex passages taken from general and specific areas, finding facts and opinions, right? Listening and comprehension of general and specific lectures, features, texts, and conversations, writing formal essays, compositions, and official correspondences, extracting required information from spoken or written technology related materials, exchanging technology related information using appropriate language, construction of text for expressing facts and opinions, construction of text for describing people and places, construction of text for mathematical expression. So these will be the course content that will be covered for you, right? And so throughout this first semester, you will be having to do these lessons on these topics. So I hope you will give your fullest cooperation, right, to me, right? Okay. Still, I didn't share the screen, Puta. So, okay, I will share it soon. I was just okay. I'll share the screen soon, Puta. Soon after. Okay. So, actually now. So I hope you will give your fullest cooperation, and for both our work to be more feasible for easy interaction. So you can talk to me at any time. In the sense, you can talk to me if you find any problems, if you find any doubts with regard to the lesson, anything unclear about whatever I have done throughout the lecture periods. And also you can talk to me either, like, since we are having the online lecture meetings, so you can talk to me, or else you can put a text message on the chat box and get to know certain things, right? Okay, right. So Puta, let's move on with the first part, right? Okay. So I'll share the screen now. Okay, right. Right. Okay. So, can you see the screen, Puta? Can all of you see the screen now?
Yes, madam.
Okay, right. Thank you, Puta. Okay. So, right. Okay. So, okay. So, let's talk about simple present tense. So, simple present tense. So, before talking about simple present tense, let me talk to you, give a small background details about tenses. Okay. Right. So, in the case of tenses, okay. In the case of tenses, how many tenses are there that you know? How many tenses basically are there in English language?
12.
12. Very good. Very good. So there are basically 12 tenses in English language. So we'll be doing all the tenses, today itself. So we'll try our best to cover each and every tense as much as possible. And we'll see whether if under your circumstance, in the sense as far as you are confident with the lesson, so we can move on with the lesson easily, right? So we are not in a hurry actually. So we have time, right? Okay. Right. Okay. So tell me now, what is a tense? What is a tense, Putta? Do you know what a tense is? A simple definition for tense is? Any ideas? Yes? Yeah, what is a tense? Okay. A tense is a time expression or a time reference. Okay. Tenses, by means of tenses, we mean about the time reference of a particular action or a verb. Now, for example, imagine I say, I go to the shop. I go to the shop. So I go to the shop. What is the tense I have used there? Can someone tell me, please? I go to the shop. What is the tense I have used?
Simple present tense.
Very good. It is simple present tense. Very good. Okay. So how did we know that it is a simple present tense? How did we identify it to be a simple present tense sentence? I go to the shop. So she said it is simple present tense. Okay. So Putta, how did we identify that it is a simple present tense sentence? Yeah. Please answer, Putta. How did we identify that it is a simple present tense? Don't worry, you can make a mistake. So we are ready to learn here, we are not perfect. So yes, you can express your ideas. How did we identify that it is a simple present tense? Yes, children? Yes, Putta? Right. Okay. So we identified the sentence to be simple present tense because the verb I go to the shop, the verb go is there. So the verb go belongs to the present simple or the simple present tense, and it comes under simple present tense or the present simple form. So we knew it because of the verb go. So the go is a present tense verb. So what is the past tense of go? Yes, what is the past tense of go?
Went.
Went. Okay, very good. So the past tense of present go is went. So we identify the sentence to be simple present tense by looking at the verb go, where because the verb go belongs to the present or the present tense. It belongs to the present tense verb form. So it becomes a simple present tense sentence. Okay, right. Okay. Right. So let's talk about the usage of present simple tense. Now, before moving on to the usage of present simple tense, I want you to know whether you know about regular verbs and irregular verbs. Do you have an idea about regular verbs and irregular verbs, children? Yes? Okay, so before I'll send you once like the a list of regular verbs and irregular verbs as well to you. So difference between regular verbs is that in the regular verb sentences, in the regular verbs, you find the verb in the past tense is formed by the addition of the word suffix ed. Now, for example, the word play. Play, the past tense of play is played. It is formed by adding ed to the verb play. Okay? And the other case is where what? What's the other one? Yes? Now, irregular verbs. Now, another example for regular verb, dance. Dance, the past tense of dance is danced. It is ed form. Okay? So, dance, the past tense is danced. Then play, played. Then another example, if you come up with, yes. Uh, okay. So these are some of the examples. So let's talk about irregular verbs, right? Irregular verbs. Irregular verbs are formed when the past tense is not formed by the addition of the suffix ed. For example, the word eat. So eat, the past tense is not eated. The past tense is ate. Okay, so eat, ate. And drink. Drink, not drinked. It is drank. Okay, and sell. Sell, sold here. We say it as sold. And sleep. We don't say sleeped. We say slept. Sleep, slept, slept. Right? Okay, then sweep. Atugano, sweep. Sweep, we don't say sweeped. We say sweep, swept, swept. Swept is the past form of sweep. So in the same manner, we use these verb forms. In the past tense, we don't add ed to make the verb in the past to make it past tense. They have a different formation. They don't have a regular form. So that's why we say it has irregular verbs. Okay. So when you are doing these, what do you call these sentence structures, building tenses, when you are talking about tenses, Kuta, it is always important that you know about these regular verbs and irregular verbs. Okay, I'll send a list to you soon. Soon after the lecture, I'll send you, right? Okay, that regular verb list and irregular verb list. So you have to go through it as well. Okay, so remember that you need to remember these verbs formations. Otherwise, it's difficult to find to express yourself in writing or in speaking. Okay, if you say if you say read for read instead of saying read, then your idea is not clear to the listener or the reader. So remember that that you are well familiar with the regular verb formations and irregular formations. All right, and at the same time, you have to know there are basically four kinds of tenses that we have to remember. First one is present tense. Next one is past tense. Third one is future tense. Fourth one is past participle, and the other one is present participle. So present participle, past participle. We have to remember the past participle forms, present participle. Now present participle is of course formed adding ing to the root form of the verb. For example, go. So go is the root form of the verb go, to go, go. So then ing, present participle, means the continuous form. Going, you add ing to the verb. So go form. So what is the past participle form now? Present participle or the continuous form is a going. Right. So can you tell me the past participle form of go? Yes. What is the past participle of form of the word go? Yes.
Gone.
Very good. It is gone. Very good, Buddha. So that is the past participle form of go. Okay. So now you understand that these participle forms, right? Okay. So participle forms, and tell me. Okay, another verb I'll tell you. Right. Right. Okay. What is the future form of right? Right. Future tense of right. Yes. Future form, Puta. Future form, not the past participle, Naveen. Written is the past participle form, Puta. Okay. Right. I want the future tense of future form. Will write. Yes, that's correct. Will write. Chintaka. Okay. Will write. Sashun, Dilshan, all are correct. So Shehan Malshankar. Okay. Thank you very much. So it is will form. So you always add will plus the root form of the verb or the present form, not the root format. Yes. We say the present part, the first part form of the verb. So will write. We don't say will went. No, don't say. We don't say will went or will wrote. We always say will write, will go, will sing, will dance, will play, will see, write. Likewise, we write it in the same way. All right. Okay. So in this sentence patterns, you have to be very clear about, you have to be very much aware about these tenses. So the first form is the infinitive form. Second form is the present form. Third form is the present participle form. Fourth form is the past form. Fifth form is the past participle forms. So I'll tell you infinitive. Now, once I'm telling these things, you can write them down somewhere in a paper or in a notebook. So it's better that you maintain a book, Puta. Okay, rather than for the moment being, if you are using papers, that's fine. So since this is our first lecture, so I prefer if you could use a separate book for English, because then you can refer to the notes very easily without further hesitation. Okay, right. Okay, so now the first form, or we call it as the infinitive form. What is infinitive form? So I haven't mentioned it here, so you can write it down somewhere, Puta. So infinitive form means the base form of the verb, the root form of the verb. Okay, කියන්නේ මූලික ස්වරූපයේ ක්‍රියාපදේ. now හිතන්න අපි verb එකක් තියෙනවා. දැන් මම මෙතනදි කියන්නේ irregular verb එකක් කියන්නම්. අපි හිතමු do කියන එක irregular verb එකක්. because do එකේ past එක do නෙවෙයි did. Okay, did. Right? So in that sentence, the infinitive form is do. And the present form, do, is the infinitive or the base form or the root form. ප්‍රකෘති ක්‍රියාපදේ ප්‍රකෘති සිත. අපි කොහොමද හොයාගත්තේ? to එකට to go, to do, to write. අපි to කියන එක ලියන්නේ නැහැ. to එකයි base form එකයි එකතු වුණාම තමයි අපි කියන්නේ to infinitive form කියලා. to infinitive එකේ verb එක තමයි අපි කියන්නේ base form of the verb කියලා. ඒ කියන්නේ to write කියන එකේ to කියන එක කියන්නේ write කියන එක අපි කියනවා මුල් ස්වරූපයේ ක්‍රියාපදේ. ඒක නැත්නම් root form එක. මුල් පදේ. හරි ක්‍රියා මූලය. So it is in the verb do, the verb form, the what you call the root form or the base form or the infinitive form is do. Then second form is the present form. So you have to be very, I'll send it to you, but just make a short note on it. So the second form is present form. Okay. So what is the present form of do? If it is a simple present, if it's a singular form, then it is do. If it's does, if it is a plural form, then it is yes. Very good. Does. Very good. Case Hosen. Right. Okay. So do, does. Right. So do is for the plural ones. Does is for the singular nouns or the subjects. Right. Then the third form. Then let's move on to the third form. That is present participle. Present participle means, as I mentioned to you earlier also, that is continuous form. Okay. කියන්නේ ඒකේ මේ යම් progressive form එක මොකක් හරි වෙමින් පවතිනවා කියලා අපි කියන්නේ කොහොමද? Doing. Very good. So the word is in the form of, if you take do, the infinitive, the present participle form is doing. So we add do plus do is the base form or the infinitive form